Hi guys and welcome to another Dragonheir Silence God video. Guys, today's video is a bit different than usual. I am sort of reacting to someone else's video. I'm not going to show you any footage of that video, but if you've been active on YouTube today and you are involved in consuming content of Dragonheir, you might have seen a couple of videos about what the future of the game is holding for us and many preoccupation about that. And they are legit. They are honestly legit. But I have a different take on it, and I want to share with you because I think that we don't have all the information in our hands. So if you know what I'm talking about, two of the most influential content creator in the Dragonheir space have released today videos talking about what is the future of the seasonal rotation and how it can pan out in the future. And those two content creators are Ivy League Gaming and Odd One Gaming. And I love them to bits. And guys, they've done for Dragonheir more than probably anybody else in this space. And if you love this game, when you finish watching this video, you should definitely go on their channel and have a look at any of their content. But you probably already know them because obviously they are massive compared to me. So I don't want you to take this video as an attack to them. I love them to bits, and I am entitled to have a different opinion, as they are entitled to have their own opinion and share it with you guys. But I want to share with you the piece of information we have and try to draw a different conclusion. And the reason why I'm doing this is because for my training, I've studied process improvement, and in doing so, I always trying to avoid speculation or bias when I'm looking at data. And in avoiding them, I'm trying to get to the root cause of a problem and sorting it out once and for all. And I think we can apply sort of the same tools here, and I'm gonna show you why. So guys, this part here up here is the first piece of information we have. And he say clearly about the season, your journey will start from season 1 after creating a character in a new server. Each season lasts for approximately 90 days. And this is all we know. So it means that every new player that comes to the game at any given point, it will create a new character, and for the first 90 days, it will play on a season 1 server with all other players that are on season 1 server and are new players. And that's all he's saying. And to me, this look at good information, because it means that at any point, anyone coming in the game, it will have a sort of soft approach to the game. They will have a space where they can learn the game, gather champions and build their roster up and learn the mechanic of the game. And they can do so on a storyline that is already being get over from all the content creator that had the opportunity to smash the content and come up with hundreds of different composition and strategy to defeat each of the bosses and dungeons in season 1. And so anyone coming to the game will face the same season for the first 90 days. It will be a sort of introduction season. And that's all we know from this line. So guys, this is the second part of information we have, which come from Discord, the official Discord of the game, the Dragonheir Discord, and the channel game announcement. And yesterday, if you scroll a little bit back, one of the community managers shared this information with us on this post when he shows some information about the seasonal structure, the server merging, and other information related to Alliance and what is going to happen. And one of the last line, it reads exactly this. New player cannot access to Season 2 directly, in case the huge gap with all players destroy your experience. So it adds a little piece of information to what we saw before. We know that new players are going to play Season 1 on server with other players that play Season 1. And we know that the reason why they're doing this is because new players coming to the game are going to be sort of protected and play against player with the same level of experience, the same pretty much number of champions. Obviously, who's going to spend is going to progress a bit faster. There's always going to be difference in the game, but at least on day one, they all start from the same point. And the difference between them and the player they play against is going to be minimal, or at least contained to a certain degree. And this, for me, is a good way of doing it. We have complained in content creator chat that people playing with other players that played in season 0 beta with stuck account with fully ascended champion that had no chance to do anything in arena or to climb the leaderboard because they were obviously playing against people that were more experienced with incredible champions that they didn't have. And I've experienced this on my hands because I've played season 1 on a server which is Fountain Planner 2, which is a server that has played season 0. And so I was playing against a lot of season 0 players, and we know all went. I didn't make it on the leaderboard, which is fine. But I know how difficult it is to get through content when other players have the upper hand on you. They have more champions, they have stuff figured out, they've played that content before, and therefore they have a massive advantage. You trying to put together your champions, you summoning, you don't have all of them, you don't have the epics that are needed to do certain content, and so you're struggling at every single step, and you are always a little bit behind. And it doesn't matter how much time you put in, how much time you put in consuming content on YouTube, nothing will cover that gap, unless you can just dump a shitload of money in it. But that's not what we're talking here, because if you're doing that, then you can play on any server if you want. So that's not what we're talking here. What we are talking here is the assumption that at some point down the line when season 2 will start, there will be a season 3 starting. And then the players from season 1 will go to season 2 server, players from season 2 will go to season 3, and somewhere down the line, there are going to be so many seasons that the player base will be scattered around season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, how many you want. This is an assumption. This is complete speculation because none of the information that's been supplied from the developer, from the community manager, none of the information we have in our hand are confirming this. We only know that there's going to be a season 1 for new player and a season 2 for old players. And that's all we know. And there is another way to looking at this, and it's the way I prefer to look at it, or the way I hope the game is going to go. I think from a technical point of view, and I'm basing this on the sustainability of the game, that there are going to be only 2 seasons at any given time in the game. There's going to be a season 1 for all the players coming into the game, and there's going to be a revolving world always changing, that for this season is called season 2, there's going to be season 3, 4, and 5, or whatever they're going to choose to call it. They're going to give a name to it, they're going to lose the number, I don't know. But that is going to be equal for everybody else playing. So with the exception of the new player, we all going to play the same game, and it's always going to change for every season. I don't think that the developer want to create such a big stagger of server with different season. It will be impossible to manage. When you go down the line, when you have a player base that started in season 1, when the others are at season 5, that season 1 progressed through the game, you have no guarantee that season 5 they will be all still playing. And so you could have season that dies, you can have season that go through the entire seasonal process. And so I don't think it will work. What I think instead is that there's going to be this rotation of 2 seasonal playing through for each season. Season 1 for new players, and season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the only season playing of any of them for all the rest of the player. And so you're going to have a player base that progressed through a changing world, all playing the same game and merging with old players. So the old server will always play with seasoned players, and they will merge between them. And the new player coming in from season 1, they will play on a new server on season X, the one that the other are playing, on the season after. And they're going to play between them. So they are going to have more competition. And then at the end of the season, when the new season starts and new rotation start, they're going to merge with the closest server in terms of time. And so we're going to always have a fair progression through the season with players that are merging with similar experience and accounts. I don't think that any other scenario is really sustainable. From a technical point of view, even before a game design, if they go down the other route, they have no insurance that the game is going to survive. And so even if I am speculating myself, I'm trying to think what is more likely to happen, because there is no guarantee that any of these two scenarios are actually going to happen. It could be a third one. But what of the two is more likely to happen? And so when I look at their video and I look at how they jump to that conclusion based on a lack of information, I am concerned, because I think that their big reach can hurt the game without the actual need of doing so, because we don't know. We don't have the entire puzzle in our hand. We don't have that piece of information. We'll be chasing the developer to share with us, but we don't know. And so in this case, I prefer to choose an option that is more proactive and more, that brings more happiness, I think. I want to look at the bright future. I don't want to look at doom and, game dying, having to, change in everything on my channel or look for other games or whatever. I really hope, and I think that what they show so far is that they are able to develop a game that is functioning. And they are able to develop a game that is interesting, and they're happy to put in the work to create new seasons and create constant, interesting content. And in that optic, I don't think they're gonna choose a path of destruction. And I don't want to think that. But I could be completely wrong. I could be totally wrong. They could be right. And I will own it. I will come back here and say, I was wrong. They choose the wrong path. But until we don't have that information, I think we should just take the information we have. And is new player going to play season 1? Is that fair? Is that right? I think so. You should, if you jump into the game today, you should play season 1 with other players that play season 1 with you. You're going to learn so much more. You're going to have so much more fun. You're going to play the game through the entire season 1, and hopefully they will correct those little mistakes here and there that makes the game a little bit less enjoyable. But you're going to go through a nice content that is already been tested. And us, that we already play season 1, we're going to jump on season 2. And maybe we're going to play on the same server next season, because at that point, you're going to have enough experience and enough champions and, team to put together to be able to compete with us. We're going to have a little bit of advantage, but it's not going to be the same of you starting from 0 and us already having a season on our back. And so, guys, this is my opinion. I know it can be completely wrong. I know it's controversial. I know that is different from what you've seen if you've seen the other video. And I hope you understand that my opinion is just my opinion, and it comes from a place of love. Love for this game and love for those content creators that have made this community and this game growing so fast. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I respect their opinion immensely. But I still think that sometimes they can get it wrong. And this is nothing more than that. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this content, even if it was a bit different. And if you did, please like and subscribe, share your opinion. What do you think the game is going, what direction the game is going, in your opinion? What is going to happen when we're going to finish season 2? And are you excited for a potential world where we're going to have season after season, a game changing constantly, that we can play together and it will be always fresh? So guys, This is everything for now, and I see you soon with another video about Dragonheir Silence God.